guest now on the program is Jason McLeod. He is a jewelry artist and one of the over 1,000 artists that you can see at this year's Ann Arbor Art Fair, July 21st through 23rd on 30 blocks of Ann Arbor. Jason, thanks for being with us today.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Appreciate having you on. First off, tell us a little bit about yourself and about your art that you'll be bringing to this year's Ann Arbor Art Fair.
Well, I make just fine jewelry, gold, silver, platinum, kind of just my own designs. Just sort of happened. Self-taught, so I don't really follow a particular school or theme. I just do what I do, and yeah.
So
try to make it interesting, make it a little special, make it a little, that's the main thing. Yeah.
So Jason,
make it justify the time that it takes to make it, basically.
So Jason, where did this begin for you? You said you were self-taught in creating this art. Where did your process begin?
Well, it depends on where you put the real starting point, because I made art my whole life. I mean, I started making stuff. My mother's an artist and an art teacher, so I just started making stuff very young. But if you wanted to say the easiest mark for the jewelry is about 17, pushing 18 years. I was in Oakland, California, and basically got in a couple car crashes and had a graphic design advertising business that I ran out there that got 2 car accidents 6 months apart, tore all the muscles around my spine, couldn't move very much, and had to do something to stay busy and, keep my mind good. And through a mess of stuff with inheritance of, family heirlooms and figuring that out, I had to learn a bunch about jewelry and old metalwork and things, and I kind of got into it, and finally I was like, well, maybe I'll make some myself, and people wanted to buy it, and well, it kind of has snowballed from there.
So do you make all kinds of jewelry, or is it specific kinds that you specialize in?
I mean, yeah, I'm blessed in that I just make whatever I want, because it turns out people buy everything that I make. Sooner or later, somebody buys everything. So I mean, got inspired. I made a pyramid box. Don't know why, but it just seemed like you had to. So it's a box, gold, silver, 18 karat gold, sterling silver, and aquamarines, and you can store stuff in parallel universe or whatever. And that led to a pyramid ring with also has a little and then a couple years ago, everybody was stuck at home and the government said make PPE. So I'm a manufacturer, so I made a mask. But also just regular, just jewelry, just nice bracelets and stuff. I like stuff that things that I want to see that I haven't seen or whatever. That's a lot of the inspiration. If I like it, it's right. That's the design standard, because I figure I'm human and a certain percentage of y'all are human too. So, but.
We're joined by Jason McLeod. He's a jewelry artist that you'll see at this year's Ann Arbor Art Fair, July 21st through 23rd. More information on the Ann Arbor Art Fair can be found at theannarborartfair.com. You can also learn more about Jason's art by visiting jasonmcleod.com. jasonmcleod.com for more information on his art as well. And so, Jason, having that you mentioned that a lot of your art is just what comes to your mind or what is in your creative process at that time. Take us through a little bit of your creative process from start to finish and where you go in devising your designs and then executing those designs to create these final pieces.
Well, like one of the a big theme collection is this that I do is this time traveler stuff, which is it's on the mask I showed you in the pyramid, and it's this kind of, let's see if I can get this in here. It's like star chart kind of celestial stuff. So like this bracelet right here is the star cuff, the narrow star cuff, and it's got a little abacus with sliding beads for, adjusting your settings and stuff like that. I don't know. And that starts with banging on the metal, which I was a musician. I started playing drums at like 5 years old. So that's another thing. I like to bang on things. And chasing on that is when it's a flat piece of metal. I can show you some if you'd like.
Sure.
It's a little noisy right at first, but over here I've got this piece of metal. It's just a flat piece of silver is going to be a bracelet like this. And really the first step was going to be where, well, different, like that's just a straight line tool, basically. And the pattern, I actually need to be able to, I like to pretend I can see, but just do. I might smash my finger on TV here.
Yeah, try not to. Keep it safe. So for those on the radio, what Jason is doing is he is striking this piece of metal to shape it the way that he would like to do so, using a metallic mallet.
Yeah, it's a big brass mallet.
Brass mallet, okay. And as he said, working to shape it in a way that's conducive to creating the art as he sees fit, fitting that vision. He's doing a demonstration. You can see this demonstration on demand later on our website if you're listening on the radio at civiccentertv.com. On our Megacast link, you may also find it and find all of our on-demand programming on My Michigan TV's website at mymytv.com, mymitv.com, as well as on the free My Michigan TV apps for your smartphones and smart TVs. Of course, more information on mymytv.com. We're joined by Jason McLeod. He is a jeweler that you'll find at this year's Ann Arbor Art Fair. And as you can see now on the screen, that's the final result of what he was just doing there.
Just build it up from there. So, and then this pattern, this comes from, like, we've even looked at it as there are ways to like mechanize this and everything, but just because I've done this so many times, thousands of times, it's just in my hands to rather do it rather quickly and easily. So all of these pieces from this collection basically start with me doing this and starting creating in whatever pattern it is, because each one has different patterns. And I also, it's a formula that works around itself, but I do each one, I make it up as I go along so that each one is one of a kind too.
We're joined by Jason McLeod. You can find more information on his art at jasonmcleod.com. You'll see him at this year's Ann Arbor Art Fair, July 21st through 23rd. More information on the art fair can be found at theannarborartfair.com. Over 1,000 artists, including Jason McLeod, as well as other entertainment, music, activities, and more on 30 blocks of Ann Arbor. The Ann Arbor Art Fair, July 21st through 23rd in the heart of Ann Arbor. Jason, just continuing on with the last couple of years of the work that you've been doing during the pandemic, how did COVID-19 impact your art, A, and your approach to the art, and B, your connection with the art given the circumstances of the world around us?
It was pretty crazy. I mean, it definitely, I was about 45 minutes from my hotel in Atlanta for a show there when I got the word that the show was canceled in March of 2020. And within a day or so, 6-8 months of shows were canceled. So it was pretty nuts. But luckily, because it's a small shop, I have a few apprentices who are working for me. We were able to, like, one guy worked from home. My assistant, my business assistant, she worked from home, and we would trade day shift, night shift. And there was a weird kind of blessing from it because it forced us to really make the online work. And we were able to do that. The online really worked. We built it up in 2020, we did more online than I had done for all the years previous to that. And it's continued. So in a better position now, but it was crazy. It was pretty nuts. And it was definitely, the uncertainty was kind of crazy, but we managed to not lay anybody off. And, there's really only 4 of us, but still we all everybody kept their jobs. We made it work. So, and then, like I said, people I knew were saying, artists, they're like, hey, I'm making masks and stuff. I was like, oh man, I got to make a mask. And so I spent a few months doing that, which was, got about halfway through and wished that I wouldn't have get myself into. But any case, it's tricky because like I do a lot of wholesale, and I've had phases where I was thinking I'm going to go wholesale direction, and I realized that, wow, now I never get out of the shop. I'd be on email or on the phone and just in the shop, and I like going out. I like leaving town. I like traveling. I like meeting the people. As an artist, it really doesn't hurt to have people tell you, "Oh, this is wonderful, how great your stuff," in person. So I actually, that being, I love the city where I live, and Virginia is an awesome, wonderful place, especially because I get to leave a couple times a month, and so 6 months of being stuck here was, but that's what life's got to. Something's going to happen, right? So you got to keep it interesting. So but go ahead.
We're joined by Jason McLeod. He is a jewelry artist that you'll find at this year's Ann Arbor Art Fair, July 21st through 23rd. You can find more information on his art at jasonmcleod.com, jasonmcleod.com. So you are a traveling artist. You go to art shows all around the country, including in your home state of Virginia. What about Ann Arbor is attractive to you as an artist?
Well, I mean, this will be the first time I do this show, and I actually have been invited to the show a number of times. It's scheduling is always the trick, and I've always had a whole bunch of busy shows leading right up to the Ann Arbor show, and so it just hasn't quite worked out. And though I have been in most of the states of this country, I think at least 40 or so, that the Michigan, that area is not as much, so I'm psyched to see that. I'm psyched to explore that area a bit, and I know this is one of the oldest shows too of this kind. It's in the country, and so that's cool. So yeah, I'm sorry, my phone was ringing. So I'm looking forward to it, and I definitely like Chicago is about the closest. I do a number of shows in Chicago, and that's about the closest. And it's always been tempted to just go, head, I guess, north, west, or so from there. But anyways, so I'm psyched to see it. I know that it's a big tradition for Michigan and for Ann Arbor and stuff. And so, yeah, it's been a long time I've been doing shows. I've been curious about it. So looking forward to it.
Michigan is a state full of art lovers, and Ann Arbor is a great art town. I'm sure you'll have a wonderful time there meeting all the good people at this year's Ann Arbor Art Fair. Jason, appreciate your time. Before we let you go, one more minute with you. Anything else that we should know about your art or should expect from you at this year's Ann Arbor Art Fair?
Come check it out in person. We do all kinds. I'll show you a few things, but there's probably 200 or 300 designs in the other room that, love to show you in person. And yeah.
In the meantime, jasonmcleod.com for more information on all of his art. Jason, thank you so much for joining us.
You bet. Thank you.